Ah, it's a beauty. So, guess where I am? No need to introduce this lady. It's my favorite person in the whole of the Namm show. It's Diane.
Love to hear that, you know, because I feel the same about you. I've been waiting for this time. Hi, UK. Hi, Paul and everybody in Guildford. And I am so thrilled to be giving you a living room shot of what's happening on the Namm show floor.
I know. So, we've started off at the Authentic series, which you saw first last year, which Diane can tell you a little bit more about, but there's 2 new models, right?
Here's the thing about the Authentic series. It does what it says, authentic. Now, last year, we introduced the Authentic series with 4 models. We've added 2 this year. One is a 1937 D28. Now, you might think, wow, but last year you did a 1941 D28. Yeah, the 1937 D28 is almost like a different animal to the 1941 because of the bracing. On the 1941 D28, we did something called rear shifting the braces. That was to accommodate the fact that country players were playing 15-gauge strings. That's like this, okay? And the tops were blowing up. The early D28s from the 1930s had forward-shifted scallop bracing. Now, I play a lot of Martin guitars. This is unarguably the best-sounding dreadnought.
Really?
It's off the hook. This guitar is spectacular.
Is that because you think that the more subtle bracing on this just suits a lighter string and it allows the top to reverberate more?
I think it's that, but remember that 1937 D28 that we own was taken to a hospital and given an MRI, and everything has been replicated.
Yeah.
Everything is done by hand, everything. So all
it's
the
beautiful
barrel
detail.
and heel,
It's such beautiful
it's
detail.
just spectacular. Madagascar rosewood, of
Yeah,
course, we
beautiful.
can't use Brazilian.
Yeah.
Adirondack top, hide glue, T-bar. It's just amazing stuff, but the sound,
Yeah.
wow.
Wow. So, what's the other one then?
The other one.
Oh,
Let's go to Hawaii.
Hawaii. Oh.
A 1921 000 28
And
at a
made of
koa with 12 frets. Look at it. It's gorgeous.
Would Martin have used koa in that kind of era?
Yes, they started using koa actually in 1921 for ukuleles.
Right.
And then they made a few guitars. This is a copy of one of those few guitars, but check this out. When this baby went for an MRI, you know what they discovered?
What?
No truss rod.
Oh, wow.
So this doesn't have a truss rod.
My 72 D35 doesn't have a truss rod.
It does have a truss rod. It's a non-adjustable
I
rod.
see.
All Martin guitars, except for this one,
I see.
have truss rods, but we didn't put adjustable rods in until the mid-'80s, when
So
people started flying around.
Should people be concerned that this doesn't have a truss rod? Or?
No, because this is incredibly stable. The one from
It's a short neck as well, isn't it?
Yep, the one from 1921 lasted pretty good.
Yeah.
So this is interesting, a very thin lacquer package, all the hide glue, all authentic, but you see how we lacquered over the binding to give it that nice yellow old look.
Give that a strum.
But this baby needs to be sort of, I don't know, maybe picked, you know?
Oh, it's a finger picking. Koa has a much more mellow tone to it. I think you're going to need to work it a bit more as well, don't you, Koa?
Koa is just a whole different kind of a feeling. Now, I've been waiting for you to show up because I remember your first Martin guitar is a D35.
Yes.
So come over here. You ready?
I recognize this guitar.
Of course you do. This is the Retro series. Now let me explain first. The Retro series from the outside looks like me, but on the inside is like Hattie. So I'm talking about vintage teenager, you know what I'm saying? So from the outside, it looks like one of those old Martin D35s. It's got all the usual suspects, even a little bit better European spruce top, fantastic 3-piece back. But the Retro series puts a performing artist neck shape, so it's nice and tapered. So instead of being a clubby neck, and the images that have been loaded on this baby are 9 microphone images of a 1967 D35. It's a fabulous guitar. Now the other new retro is the 00018. This is a killer guitar for a small body guitar, just amazing warm sound. Of course, mahogany. What's really cool about it, 1/4-inch scallop braces. You don't even get that on a regular 00018. Ebony, beautiful neck.
And is this off of the
Performing artist,
well?
exactly.
Yeah, okay.
But with a little bit of a low oval, so it's a really nice, it's not flat,
No, I get that.
but it's tapered here.
I know on my D35,
It's pretty hot.
It's pretty chunky.
It's a cricket bat, baby.
Yeah, it's pretty chunky.
So this is really exciting, and the images on this.
Kind of best of both worlds. Modern
Exactly.
feel, vintage tone. Yeah, I get it.
And here it is. What's amazing about this is that the images that are on this are of a 1943 00018 that we have in the factory. It's not amazing.
If you guys don't really understand what Diane's talking about when they talk about images, we've done another video with Diane that goes into this in slightly more detail, and I'm sure there's loads of stuff on the Martin website, but it's kind of like a digital modeling preamp where you're strumming one guitar, but what's coming out the speaker is a different guitar, if
It's
that kind of
actually,
makes sense.
yeah, it's actually not modeling, because modeling is a generic thing.
Yeah.
What the Fishman Aura system does, it actually takes specific recordings of that guitar
Yeah.
that get activated by the pickup on the guitar you're playing. So when you play this guitar with the Aura system, you have the sound of this guitar through the undersaddle pickup, but you can add to it and augment it with actual recordings of a 00018 from 1943 that was recorded with vintage microphones. I mean, it's absolutely incredible. It's like getting a new hip. Hey, let's go over here.
Let's do it.
The Performing Artist Series. This has been a slam dunk for us.
Yep.
And this is the 4 Series, a very affordable with mahogany.
This is the 4 Series.
The 4 Series.
So
And these 2 editions are shaded versions of these with one other subtle difference. Notice the pick guard is not the Performing Artist pick guard, but the old standard Martin pick. Okay, now what's really cool about this, and this is something that you guitar aficionados are going to love. People often ask, what's the difference between shading and sunburst?
Okay. I just assumed it was another word for sunburst, but okay.
A burst is created from the inside out. Shading is done from the outside in.
So
This is shaded.
Visually, the effect is different, I guess.
Definitely, because when you're shading, you just get a little bit of the overage in here. When you do a burst, you have to do a base coat and then slowly work it out from the center.
It doesn't look, I thought this was going to be from more like the 2 Series or something. It looks like an expensive guitar, doesn't it?
That's the point. And the price, you know, it's like a champagne look with a beer cost.
That's my whole lifestyle. Champagne tastes, beer money. That's me.
Now, this is very, very exciting for the UK. We have a factory in Navajo, in Mexico. It's about 6 hours south of Tucson. We've had it for 25 years. They made backpackers, strings. And 2 years ago, they started with the Road Series. And the Road Series was a very affordable Martin guitar. We don't make millions of them, only a few thousand a year. Solid back and sides with a Stratobond neck. And having a Stratobond neck, it's very solid.
These were, again, if you want an all-solid guitar, insanely good value, aren't they?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what we decided to do was upgrade and give you another choice in the Road Series at a really affordable price with a solid neck.
Solid neck.
This is Seafoam Mahogany, and that's from Africa.
Okay.
So it's got all the properties of Honduran.
Was that Sipo?
Sipo, S-I-P-O.
Oh, okay. Not
Scrabble fans, S-I-P-O. Seafoam Mahogany. Solid back and sides, but check it out, a gloss top.
Nice.
Whenever you put a gloss finish on spruce, it makes it so stiff that it actually vibrates more.
Right.
So we have it in a dreadnought and a 000, but that's not all. You get cutting knives with it. No. What's really cool about this pickup, that has the volume and tone in the sound hole, but check this out, it's got a USB port. So if you want to go direct into GarageBand without an interface, you can do it with this guitar, with a case.
And I can't remember what the UK pricing on these. These are well under 1,000, aren't they?
Well
under.
Well under. So this is pretty exciting. Hi, how are you? So
That's
now,
amazing. Right, let's go.
Now let's go to candy store.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
So we're in the custom shop portion of Martin Guitar here. Now, the custom shop is comprised of some of our best luthiers who kind of sit around and cook up amazing things. And so, like any chef, they want to offer a signature dish this year. This is this year's signature dish. CS, Custom Shop, 0014. Now, check this out. This is a 00 shape featuring Honduran rosewood back and sides with cocobolo trim.
How rare is getting Honduran stuff now?
Yeah,
Next to impossible, isn't it?
Right, but it's not endangered like Brazilian. Yeah. So this is Honduran rosewood with cocobolo trim, beautiful mahogany neck. Now check this out. The top is Swiss spruce that has been torrified. Now here's another
tell me about that.
Edification for you guitar geeks out there. People will be talking about torrification. It's when you torrify wood. It doesn't mean like, it has nothing to do with terrify. Torrify or torrification is fancy geek speak for cooking.
Right.
We take kiln-dried Swiss spruce and bake it. So ostensibly we take all the moisture away, and that mimics what happens naturally to a guitar top over time. So, yes. So this is a brand new 00. Listen to the sound of it.
I must admit, when you think that the, I forget, the Koa one that we tried over there was not a dissimilar shape and size. This, and it may not come across on YouTube, but this is twice as loud, easily, I would say. And you're not even strumming it terribly hard, are you?
No. It's got forward-shifted scallop Adirondack braces underneath. Beautiful, gorgeous inlays. I don't know if you can get this, Hattie, but it's kind of mind-blowing. Here's another thing I'm going to teach you geeks. The tuning gears on this sucker are shallers.
Yeah.
And the reason why the custom guys chose shaller over Waverleys is because shallers have a different ratio. 21 instead of 16. Now, I didn't know what that meant. What does that mean? What are you trying to get over on me? What does that mean? It means when it's 16, you have to turn it 16 times to make a full revolution on the peg. This is 21, which means it's much more precise. Yeah. That's a very cool thing to know. Yeah. But here's two other things about this guitar that blow my mind. The truss rod is made out of carbon fiber.
Okay.
Because it's
like a lightweight
kryptonite. I mean, you can't move it, you know?
Oh, so it's for rigidity, is it? More so than weight or anything like that?
It's non-adjustable, obviously. Yeah. So and very lightweight. Now, the other thing that this has is a very easy plug-and-go Fishman system, volume and tone right here. But the cool aspect is that when you plug it in, what you access is one aura image through a microphone of this guitar. So you don't blend, you don't dick around, you just got straight ahead. Now,
what's the deal with Martin Custom Shop? I mean, is it like a Fender Custom Shop where you can kind of say, oh, Martin, please, could you make me this? Or is it reserved for just special runs of guitars?
No, you can have basically anything you want short of a flying V acoustic, you know? It's okay. You really can. You can get your signature, you can use, we have a very impressive array of woods, of delicious tropical tone woods, and we have sustainable woods. There's a tremendous amount of variety. Of course, your basic shapes, your basic neck shapes. We can do a lot of interesting things for you. Now, here's an interesting thing. Because
it just makes me laugh. This, or not makes me laugh. Some people will see all these guitars here, and I'm sure they've got a hefty price tag on them, you know. And some people will watch this going, who buys a guitar like that? And yet the funny thing is, so many people want to buy them that I see you have to lottery them. So you have to literally win the opportunity to even be able to buy it. It's insane.
It's great. Now, this is for you Surrey cats out there.
Are we coming back here?
Our man Eric has done a couple of... Yes, he's done a couple of collaborations with his friends in Japan, here at Fujiwara. And one was the Bellezza Nera and one was the Bellezza Bianca. And they were a black Eric Clapton, and a white Eric Clapton. Beautiful finishes. This is a blue, obviously. This is a European spruce top. Spectacular finish. And when we made this, we, unbelievably enough, made the scale length an orchestra model instead of a triple O. But when Eric got it, he loved it. So he said, let's stick with this. It's called Navy Blues because we call navy, that color is navy blue. So this is the Navy Blues. We're making only 181 of these this year. They're almost all sold out already. This is the second day of the show. It is
amazing.
I know. I got to show you.
Should we stay here or come with you this way?
Let's
okay,
come.
Let's go. Look, get that.
So now everybody knows what it's like to try and walk through the Namm show. Now this guitar is not new for the January show, but was debuted in July. But I love it and I want you to know about it. It is a personal design of Chris Martin, who's the CEO. It's the CEO 7.
Yeah.
This to me is one of the best bangs for the buck, Lee. It's a beautiful shape. It's a slope.
One piece?
It's a slope-shouldered double O. No, two pieces. All of our guitars are two-piece backs. Yeah. The book match is so fabulous, it's hard to see the seam.
You know what, you just about, but that's, yeah.
Isn't that spectacular? Stunning. Beautiful binding. So this is genuine South American mahogany with a gloss finish. Adirondack spruce top with this unbelievable sunburst, the burst. You start from the middle, work out. Dovetail, gorgeous tuners at a really fabulous, fabulous price. So you might want to think about getting one of those.
I will.
Actually,
I mean, I don't know. I can't remember quite how this converts, but it should be, I guess, around about
it's going to convert.
It's going
to convert it to a gift tag and not a price tag. Now, here's the other thing, and this is very exciting. It's the last thing I want to show you today. Is this is the D15. Now, a lot of people know this guitar. Yeah. It's a great value guitar, handmade in Nazareth. With all genuine South American mahogany. These fabulous vintage tuners, really nice inlay, rosewood fingerboard and bridge. But now you can have it really looking cool with a sunburst. And this
Sunburst acoustics are where it's at the moment.
They're really coming back.
They really are.
They're really into it. Hey, what are you doing? I want to introduce a friend of mine, a guy who taught me everything I know. This is Chris Martin.
Hi.
Lee, have you ever met Chris?
I've never met you. It's an honor. It is a pleasure.
Nice to meet you.
That's Hattie behind the camera.
My
name is Diane.
Diane.
Take a ride.
Yeah, what can I
was
say?
just. Now wait a minute, Hattie. Look at this. Is this not perfect? I'm just talking about this guitar you designed in July.
Well, yeah.
Doesn't it fit the shirt?
So sorry, we were just saying.
Yeah.
You're sixth generation.
Sixth generation. Yeah.
And I'm in my third sort of generation family
fantastic.
business, which is kind of pretty awesome for us.
Yeah.
So where do you see kind of what's your legacy? Have you got? Is there another Martin kind of in the
Well, there is.
sidelines?
I have a daughter. She's 9.
She's a CF.
She's a Fair Francis, but it's going to be a long time. And I don't want to push her. She is, hopefully she'll inherit the company. That may be enough.
Yeah.
It may be enough for her to just say, hey, it's a big business. I'll be on the board. I'll be the director of the board. So time will tell.
Well, I had my first baby last year,
right,
so I have a baby girl.
There's time.
I'm probably feeling the same.
Yeah. So what was it? 1964.
64. Yeah.
Now we were talking about the potential to make reissues. Before you commit to anything from us, that was a very fertile period for folk music.
Okay.
You may want to take a look at the history books before you lock in on one particular model and say, there were several different Martin models back then that were popular that we could make you a wonderful reproduction of.
Well, that's what I'd like to, I'm going to spend some time with your custom shop guys because
small-bodied guitars were very popular back then.
I think we'll look as well, see if there's a British link. Was there did something happen in the UK?
When did Skiffle? When was Skiffle popular?
Well, that was 50s.
Okay.
64 was kind of, you're talking the Beatles had just made it.
All right.
So it'd be interesting, and that's what we did with the Marshall thing. Was kind of take
a look at the music,
what was
were
interesting,
the musicians playing,
and then we just try and do a very limited run just to celebrate that.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Cool.
Amazing.
Congratulations.
No, it's a real honor.
Good work.
There you go. I'll take it.
All right. So listen, I just want to say to everybody, get down to Andertons. Go see Paul. He's so knowledgeable. Guilford is a beautiful place. If you don't live there, check it out. I went there. I love it. I'll go back. Thanks for visiting us at the Namm Show, Lee.
Thanks, Diane.
I love this.